Dear friends, hello again. Recently, I came across a film about the history of the Mongolian Empire, and this topic captivated me so deeply that I decided to explore in more detail what kind of country modern Mongolia is. I assure you, I discovered many interesting facts and details that I'm eager to share with you right now. So, let's embark together on an exciting virtual journey through different countries and epochs. But before we begin, I would like to address those who haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Please do so right now. Many interesting videos await you ahead, and subscribing will help you not to miss any of them. And if, after watching this story, you find it worthwhile, I would be very grateful for your kind support and a like. Now, sit back comfortably because we're starting. Mongolia is a fairly large country, covering an area of just over 6.46 million square kilometers. This impressive size characterizes it as an extensive land with a rich natural heritage. One of the features of this country is that it has no ocean access, which imposes certain constraints on its development and economic activities. Additionally, much of the territory consists of flat deserts and semi-deserts, making the landscape extremely harsh and monotonous. However, these are not the only characteristics of this nation. One could say that Mongolia is a record holder in certain aspects. It has the lowest population density in the world. If you look at the statistics, there are only about 2 people per square kilometer. This creates a unique atmosphere of solitude and vast open spaces. Allow me to make a small digression and tell you about the most important moments in Mongolia's history, as it has gone through a rather complex and eventful journey over the centuries. The origins of the Mongolian state date back to the early 10th century, when local tribes waged internecine wars and attempted to unite. During this long process of development, great conquerors emerged, one of whom was Genghis Khan. Thanks to his military talent and strategic genius, the Mongol Empire was formed and quickly expanded, covering vast territories. Under Mongol rule, almost all of Asia was brought under control, including China, Central Asia, Iran, and even parts of Kievan Rus. This century was marked not only by military successes, but also by active penetration of Mongolian culture and influence into neighboring regions. Interestingly, during the following period, Mongolia faced serious challenges. In the early 18th century, Manchurian forces began to penetrate its lands, capturing certain regions of the country. Despite numerous attempts to integrate and preserve its independence, Mongolia only gained the status of a sovereign state in 1911. However, even after that, she continued to fight for the preservation of her sovereignty, resisting external threats and internal instability. Mongolia has long remained a country that does not cede its positions and defends its unique identity. By the way, there is an interesting legend related to recent history. According to one version, the invention of ice cream took place precisely in Mongolia. It is said that in ancient times, artisans used a special method similar to that employed by nomads when preparing this delicacy. During those years, cream collected from milk was placed in special containers made from animal intestines so that they could be transported during journeys. In the process of stirring, the liquid cream, under cold conditions, froze quickly. It is believed that ice cream was first created and tasted during such travels across the Asian steppes. Interestingly, the famous traveler Marco Polo might have learned about such ancient culinary discoveries during his journeys in Asia. Let's return to the discussion of modern Mongolia, a country with a rich history and unique nature. However, not all visitors come here to enjoy beach vacations or tropical climates, as Mongolia's climate is sharply continental, with cold winters, little snow, and frequent frosts. There are practically no gentle winter snowfalls typical for us. Instead, snowy coverage is often absent, replaced by icy winds that cut through everything around. Despite this, Mongolia has one remarkable feature. It is often called the land of the blue sky, as it experiences more than 260 sunny days a year, making it a bright and sunny country even during the harsh winter months. For those interested in archaeology or simply passionate about ancient artifacts, Mongolia can reveal many fascinating secrets. Some of the largest discoveries of dinosaur footprints in history have been made here. For example, footprints of a hadrosaur, found in the Gobi Desert, are about 92 centimeters wide. Based on approximate calculations, the dinosaur that left this trace was more than 15 meters long, which is more than twice the size of a T-Rex. Entire chains of giant lizard tracks and their remnants have also been found in the Gobi, representing a real breakthrough for scientists and enthusiasts of ancient history. Particularly interesting is the fact that today, visiting Mongolia turns into an exciting adventure for tourists and amateur archaeologists, as they can find and keep in memory unique fossils. But there is an important condition. The discovered treasures must not be exported outside the country under any circumstances, as this is strictly prohibited by Mongolian law. Speaking of natural wonders, one cannot overlook the singing sands located in the heart of the Gobi Desert. Part 3 of 6. Do not think that we are talking about classical song music or the sounds of instruments. The wind passing over dunes, ranging from 100 to 300 meters high, creates strange, mesmerizing sounds, akin to the playing of horns and the beating of drums. These natural melodies are a result of unique natural acoustics that make the listener stop and contemplate the incomparable power and beauty of nature. And what could truly surprise and impress an ordinary traveler? Undoubtedly, one of Mongolia's main attractions is the statue of Genghis Khan. This grand monument, located on the bank of the Tula River, just 54 kilometers from the capital, Ulaanbaatar, is the tallest equestrian statue in the world. The grandeur of this sculpture is complemented by the surrounding landscape. 36 columns encircle the pedestal, each symbolizing one of the Khans who ruled after Genghis Khan, emphasizing the historical continuity and richness of the great warrior's legacy. Inside the memorial, there's a complex of historical exhibits worth seeing because they contain countless pages of Mongolia's ancient history. No less famous is the Bodg Gag Palace, built in the early 20th century. This architectural marvel combines elements of ancient traditions with innovative trends of that era. A traveler genuinely interested in culture and history will surely notice this monument, as it is picturesque in its own right and important for understanding the national heritage. For those who love shopping and are fond of ethnic souvenirs, the country has a special place, the Nadaa Market. Located near Ulaanbaatar, it is renowned for its variety of products, from national clothing, headdresses and footwear, to household items, conical hats, woolen carpets, handmade jewelry, horse accessories, and many other unique finds. Moreover, shopping at this market turns into a true immersion in culture, as about 15,000 vendors offer their products to diverse customers from around the world. Thus, Mongolia, rich in history and natural wonders, beckons travelers not only with scenic landscapes, but also with the opportunity to touch antiquity, feel the power of the wind and singing sands, or marvel at the scale of monuments that preserve the memory of this great country's heroic era. Although Mongolia has no access to the sea, the country can be proud of its unique natural treasures, among which numerous lakes stand out. One of the most famous is Khubsugul, a freshwater body with depths and scale that make it one of the oldest lakes on the planet. Its age exceeds 2 million years, which is truly astonishing. Few would believe that such a full-fledged lake, preserving its waters through hundreds of thousands of generations, is the younger sibling of the famous Baikal. Around this unique natural feature, numerous tourist camps and yurts have sprung up, attracting visitors with their unusual atmosphere and exotic charm. Here you can get acquainted with the traditional way of life, feel the warmth of Mongolian yurts made of felt, enjoy local dishes prepared from lamb and other delicacies according to national recipes. In traditional embroidered costumes decorated with bright patterns, the local residents create a vivid picture of their traditional everyday life, which helps to better understand the worldview of Mongolian customs and culture. Such places allow visitors to immerse themselves in the atmosphere of ancient traditions and understand what makes Mongolia a truly unique country. Now, let's turn to the culture of this nation, which has been shaped under the strong influence of a nomadic lifestyle and Tibetan Buddhism. One of the symbols of national identity is the yurt, a portable, frame-based dwelling covered with felt, creating a sense of warmth and comfort. Despite the development of cities and the appearance of modern buildings, most Mongols still maintain their traditional way of life, actively using yurts as their homes. An important aspect is the cultural practice of dividing the dwelling into a female and a male part. The female side is located in the east, and the male side in the west, symbolizing harmony and balance within family relationships. Although the country has large cities, the majority of Mongols continue to lead a nomadic lifestyle, moving from place to place, and actively use yurts as convenient and mobile homes. Mongols are especially proud of their roots and family traditions, which is vividly reflected in contemporary music. In songs and works of various genres, echoes of love for their homeland and ancestors can often be heard. One of the priorities of the state is education for the younger generation, as special seasonal schools and boarding schools are organized for nomadic youth and children to preserve knowledge and traditions passed down through generations. Mongolia is famous for its vibrant festivals and competitions, which are very important for the local population. One of the most renowned sporting events is Nadaa, or the Three Manly Games, which include national wrestling, horse racing, and archery. These ancient traditional competitions embody the spirit of the entire country and serve as a symbol of the strength and skill of the Mongolian people. The celebration begins with the arrival of spring and marks the start of the new year, Ganuar, according to the lunisolar calendar. During this time, numerous ceremonies and rituals take place, brightening the country's life. Interestingly, Mongols even invented their own game of cricket on camels, specially selecting animals for this purpose, training them for sharp turns and galloping. These competitions turn into a real camel festival, where each participant strives to demonstrate the best riding skills and the ability to control their animal. For supporters of a vegetarian lifestyle, such a country can become a real challenge, as meat occupies an important place in the Mongols' diet. Lamb, beef, and goat meat are the most common types of meat consumed almost daily. At the same time, fish is rarely eaten by Mongols, which is connected to regional dietary habits and climatic conditions. Thus, Mongolia is a country rich in natural beauty and traditions inherited from ancient peoples. Its extraordinary lakes, scenic landscapes, and culture, imbued with the spirit of nomads and Buddhist rituals, create a unique image of this remarkable and mysterious nation. The reason is that, since ancient times, aquatic creatures have been considered sacred by the peoples inhabiting these lands. They were seen as symbols of purity, wisdom, and a special connection with nature. Even today, although tour operators and tourists may have broader opportunities to notice the hospitality of the Mongolian people, a deep respect for aquatic inhabitants remains embedded in their culture and traditions. This reflects their unique worldview, where fish and aquatic animals are not just food, but part of a spiritual and cultural tradition linked to nature and its sacred aspects. Despite Mongolia's rich cultural heritage, there exists a particular cultural characteristic. In their customs, there is a rule that dishes made from fish or other water resources are most often associated with the sacredness of that species. When discussing Mongolian hospitality traditions, it is noticeable that this culture is highly developed. It is important for them not only to warmly welcome the guest, but also to believe that each new person entering the home brings special energy and luck. Interestingly, it is customary in Mongolia to showcase one's supplies by displaying them in the presence of guests. This symbolizes trust and generosity. Even those who live modestly and entertain themselves with simple means try to present their best when meeting guests. When guests arrive with gifts, their status in the eyes of the host rises, and they are automatically considered more desirable and respected. This is a reflection of the sincerity and respect inherent in their culture. However, for an unprepared traveler, a drink called sheep eye juice may come as a complete surprise or even a shock. Did you hear that correctly? Yes, exactly. Its classic recipe is quite unusual. Tomato juice is mixed with a sauce made from sheep's eyes, and sometimes one of the sheep's visual organs is left to float directly in the glass. Such a peculiar tradition is considered not just a culinary quirk, but a custom believed by locals to have powerful properties. They say this cocktail is quite effective in helping to combat hangover syndrome. Whether it is good or bad is for each person to decide, but such unusual taste experiments are present in everyday life in this country. When it comes to the peoples living in the Mongolian steppe, it is worth mentioning the Sami people, who inhabit some islands in the Pacific Ocean. According to scientists, this unique culture practices matriarchy, a system in which the woman plays the main role in society. Some hypotheses suggest that girls of this people, upon reaching puberty, have the freedom to choose their lovers without being limited by age or social status. As for child rearing, in cases where the father is absent, whether due to hunting or military conflict, such children are often raised by a brother or another male relative. I cannot say for sure how accurate this information is, as there are different interpretations and insufficient research in our world. Maybe some of you have encountered similar facts or have your own opinions. I would be interested to hear your thoughts and comments on these topics. Mongolia is truly a remarkable place. Here, alongside modern cities, you can still see traditional yurts, cozy dwellings where ancient customs and caring family traditions still prevail. Clean air, stunning views of endless steppes, and echoing mountains create a unique atmosphere that allows you to escape from the hustle and everyday worries. Despite the influence of modern trends, Mongols have preserved their rituals and traditions. These are a treasure trove of spiritual wealth and cultural heritage. Have you ever been to this land? What are your impressions of Mongolia and its people? Perhaps you have your own stories or plans to visit this country. Feel free to share them in the comments. Let's exchange experiences and travel dreams. That's all for today. I hope you found this information interesting. I put a lot of effort and dedication into preparing this video, dedicating considerable time and energy to make the result worthy. Every moment of work was filled with attention to detail and a desire to create something of quality that would interest and engage listeners. That's why your recognition and support are very important to me, as they inspire me to continue developing and improving. Any feedback is especially valuable, as it helps me understand that my work produces results and is not in vain. Please show your appreciation by supporting me with a positive sign. This will give me extra strength and motivation to work even harder on future projects.